Hello, if you've seen this on YouTube, I'm Analogical. This is the first time I've been back making a video for about a year. If it's on Facebook, hello to Facebook friends. Now I'm making this video and I've made it this effort to get back onto YouTube because I feel that it's important that I defend myself from those who are claiming on YouTube and Facebook that I'm actually a 5G denier. Have you got any idea what it feels like to work solidly for a whole year on an issue that you really feel strongly about, such as I do about 5G technology, to be called publicly a 5G denier? So I'll just give you a little bit of information about the mass action campaign where the leaflets are concerned. There's a leaflet that's available. You can either download it from my website, Analogical Uncensored, or what's been happening is people have been contacting me and asking me to send them a bunch of leaflets. So I'll send them a pile of leaflets and then they'll go around in their areas with schools or meetings, whatever, neighbourhoods, just to let people know. Now, all the information on the back of the leaflet is everything you need to know about basics about 5G, and it also gives a link back to my website so that if anybody's actually interested, they can go there and get more in-depth material about 5G. And the website also has been updated to show, the companies that are involved, the testing that's gone on, what the government agencies are up to in different countries. Although the leaflet is only for the UK, I'm sorry about that. So that's what I've been doing, full on busy for the past year. So far it's been really successful. There's been about 40 areas that have been involved in the UK. That's not including the people who've downloaded leaflets themselves from my website, or many people have sent me emails to tell me that they've done that themselves. So this is something, this is a grassroots level campaign. I don't think there's anybody else in the UK who's doing anything like it. So I don't think I should be called a 5G denier to you. When I first started campaigning, I was in touch with a man called Mark Steele before he started doing all his videos and getting himself media attention. And when I got the leaflet campaign going, he told me he had this political group called Favours now, and I believed in him. I made sure that the leaflet not only had the link to my website, but it also had the link to his website political group. And after a while, after a few months, he had about, I don't know, half a dozen interviews. He never seemed to want to mention the 5G leaflet campaign. So I asked him about it, in which he replied that he didn't have time. So I thought, okay, fair enough. But it would have been nice, for people who, whatever actions we can do, and we can advertise each other. But anyway. So not shortly after that, I got in contact with, I wanted some experts in the field of EMF and radio frequencies. So I got in touch with a group called BEMRI. Now, BEMRI is affiliated to PowerWatch, and PowerWatch is probably the oldest known anti-EMF website and group of people that are going in the UK. They're very famous people as far as this information goes. In fact, Alistair Phillips, who's one of the people involved with BEMRI and PowerWatch, is one of the 230 scientists who signed the moratorium on 5G, which is making the headlines everywhere. So we can see these are experts. Now, when I contacted them, I did ask them about what they thought about the Gateshead lampposts emitting 5G, and what they told me in no uncertain terms is that they had made contact with Mark Steele and that they had told him that the equipment that he used wasn't sufficient to test 5G in the first instance. Now, I have made a video about that, which is on my website. They also offered to go to Gateshead with the proper equipment and test the lamppost. Mark Steele called them names, he called them charlatans, he said they didn't know what they were talking about. This is people who've got 60 years of experience, by the way. He said they didn't know what they were talking about, refused to have anything more to do with them, as they did with him. Now, I want to know once and for all whether the the lampposts in Gateshead were emitting 5G. So I arranged for a resident, of actually 2 different residents, one of them in the Gateshead area, to go along with the Bembury group and to test the very same lampposts that he was making videos about. And what they found, that none of them were emitting 5G. I am sharing with you above the testimony of the person who went with this group to test the lamppost, and you can read it for yourself. Now, there is research and an article on my website in which that I've shown that a company has been given a contract to allow them to supply hundreds of thousands of lampposts across the UK that are 5G enabled with other partners, and that once the 5G spectrum is auctioned off, they will be used as 5G, but they are not as yet used publicly. And that's also not to suggest that there isn't any 5G testing already going on, because if you look at my website, I've documented it as much as possible where and when all this 5G testing is actually going on. But given that the experts with the proper tools for the job and the proper technology could come along and test the 5G in the lampposts in Gateshead and prove that they're not 5G, then it stands to reason that they're not 5G, and that does not make me a 5G denier. In the area where these tests were carried out, there was mobile masts surrounding the area, huge masts, and the equipment that are used was also not for a one-directional equipment. It was picking up from all directions, and also if you'd have been using a phone, this would have also interfered with the readings that it got. Of course, when the lady who went with the experts asked him this, he called her desperate for saying it. People should also be aware that the Steele brothers have got smart technology equipment being sold on the Israeli Homeland Security website, as well as a UK defence supply chain which is affiliated with Innovate UK. Now, Innovate UK are the organisation that are pushing for 5G. Personally, my beliefs are such that the accumulation of facts, which include refusing to share any 5G actions and being willing only to recruit people to a political group called Sun as the only way forward in stopping 5G, the denial of experts who've got substantial knowledge of the subject, they've been speaking about this for decades, ridiculing bona fide activists like myself, becoming hysterical towards officials, which obviously alienates and discredits the campaign, and having ties to the UK defence suppliers and the Israeli Homeland Security cannot bode favourably for their authenticity, and I'll leave you to make up your own mind. So thank you very much for listening. I'm Annie Logical, and catch you soon.